Welcome back to Mitch and Ella, your #1 travel channel. And today we have a special treat for you. We are actually going over our resort bill from staying in an overwater bungalow for 7 days in Bora Bora. Now we are just checking out. We're waiting for our water taxi back to the airport, and I have the handy dandy receipt that we unfortunately just had to pay for. I wanted to give you guys a little insight on how much it could cost coming here, but let's be clear. A couple things. One, the currency is in francs, French, and so is the language. So there's some language barriers, and you got to do some translating, conversion, but it's really easy. It's like 99 USD to the franc. So
yeah, so every $1 is equal to 99 francs.
There we go. Yeah, so usually I just do it straight across and then subtract a couple zeros, 2 zeros. So let's get into it. So our first night, we arrived from a different hotel in the afternoon. We didn't eat anything until the evening, and then we kind of balled out. It was our biggest dinner yet, besides Mitch's dinner in a different island. But we ended up spending $153, if I do the conversions correct, and that was on
USD.
two sushi rolls, a pizza, and a cookie for dessert. And so those 4 items were $150, and then we also tipped them. Something to note is that it says on the receipt that it's 5% tax, as well as 5% service charge, which is, we essentially think it's gratuity that's added on to every single bill. And so it's a question whether you tip or not, your comfort level, but there's going to be an additional 10% on every dollar you spend here. Also, something to note is that me and Mitch don't drink, and so this does not reflect the $40 drinks or the $30 mocktails that most people had throughout this trip. But there is one room service cookie that was outstanding. Anyways, moving along, we had an afternoon lunch where we shared 2 salads and a side of fries. That was $27, and the salads were side salads, not full meals. Then we went to the Asian fusion restaurant and had one meal that was $48, and it was a bowl of fried noodles, and we added chicken, and we shared it between the two of us, $47. Then we had in-room dining because we were still hungry when we got back, and we got, I want to say, a burger and a shared cookie. That was $85 because there's an extra $15 for service fees.
To deliver it to the room.
To deliver it to the room. Then we didn't eat anything the entire day the next day until dinner time, where we split an Italian dish and a dessert, and that was $89. Okay, there's some tips thrown in too, but I'll summarize those at the end. We're back right as soon as the battery dies on the camera. But continuing on, we ate a lot of burgers and pizzas because they come with a side of fries, and usually when you go to dinner, it comes with bread. So this has been carb load central. Also, with the package that we chose, we got an included breakfast every morning, which we are not breakfast eaters, but it's like, with it being so expensive, we got so many croissants every morning. I cannot wait to get back home for the gym, but that was not in our bill. Just to continue on, so we hit the Asian restaurant once, we hit the Italian restaurant twice, and those usually take reservations. And then the other restaurant, which is the main one, we hit for, I think, 3 lunches and 4 dinners. Okay, so 12 meals over 7 days. So we didn't eat 2 meals a day, or even 3. Wait, before the grand total, we had 5% of taxes, which was $33. Then we had another 5% of service charges, was $33. Then we had another $40 dispersed throughout the meals, $40 for tips that we added on top of everything if the service was great. And then the grand total was $810.80 if you do a straight across conversion.
And to be honest, we are the cheapest people in the world.
We are so cheap. We ate one meal some of the days, and when we did eat the meal, we would share a course together. We didn't drink anything. We mostly got tap waters because usually they ask you if you want sparkling or bottled, and we just get tap because the tap is good here. So yeah, that being so cheap, we spent over $100 a day just on these meals, and that's not including our free breakfast.
I think that most people are going to spend like $500 a day. Per day.
$500 a day.
A husband and wife.
Yeah, and then that's if you don't take the taxi. They do give you a complimentary taxi that takes you from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock into town, where there's a pharmacy that you can stock up on toiletries at, and there's a couple grocery stores where you can get some reasonably cheap snacks, and there's not much else. There's gift shops there, which are here too, and we didn't realize that the gift shops had a couple candies.
How much should they budget a day?
Most people, yeah, Mitch is right. The longer you stay here, $500 easily a day.
How much is the hotel room per night?
And then on top of that, the hotel room, last we looked, was $3,200 USD.
So it's like $3,700 a night.
So
and then not including airfare.
Oh, if you add that,
so
not incling airfare.
How much do you think it is for like a husband and wife to go to Bora Bora?
Well, it depends on how long you're staying, and I'll also say
50 grand.
Like 50 grand, yeah. I've heard 27,000, and that's bouncing around islands. But Bora Bora is the most expensive, and we looked it up. Even it's one of the most expensive destinations in the world. But if I was you guys, and I did this differently, we were here for 7 days straight, I would actually relocate to a different resort halfway through, because then you get different dining experiences, you get different pricing as well. We hear the Four Seasons is even more astronomical. I don't know if I mentioned, but we're at the St. Regis.
We heard the sushi rolls, how much? $120.
The sushi rolls for one was $120. Ours was $47. So
per sushi roll.
Per 8-piece sushi roll. So that just goes to show you, it's like beyond California prices if you're from the US, beyond Las Vegas prices. Like, you come here, you need to have money in your pockets for these designated items.
But you can't do it cheap like us. $810.
You can if you order the tap water, if you don't drink, or I guess bring your own liquor, if you load up off the taxi to Bora Bora and get a bunch of snacks for your rooms. Those would all be helpful. And if I saw somebody bring like a giant jug of protein shakes and protein bars, I could see that working out too. But if you're coming here, you want to experience it, you want to give them some tips, you want to try the foods and indulge, definitely
$500.
Between, like we said, 30,000 to 50,000 easily, and $500 a day. Yeah, so we signed the bill, we paid for it. $810 for 7 days. I think we did pretty good. It still hurt signing it, especially after how much it cost to stay here per night in the Overwater Bungalow, as well as our flights here.
How much is a can of Coke? That was a major thing to do.
A can of Coke, which is the miniature, like a regular size can, was $9.
That's crazy.
And then one night, all we did was order a room service cookie, and usually this cookie is this big. It's $39, but with room service, it was over $50. And that put it in perspective for me, because we're dessert people. But overall, if this was helpful, or you're booking a trip to St. Regis, you definitely need to check out our other videos about the full room tour, the full hotel tour, getting here, our other French Polynesia Island videos. But if you're coming here and you pay more, you budget more, you make it out less than us, definitely leave us a comment down below, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.